Here they go. Over there. I don't know if you can see it. Last day of the year. Let's do a little coffee talk, shall we? Last day of the year. My little Swiss mug. This is, by the way, a picture of a, what you call a Scherenschnitt, or a, what's it called? Like a paper cut, which depicts typical scenes, country scenes in Switzerland with cows and mountains. And it's very pretty. I love this mug. But yeah, so can't believe we're sitting here. The year has gone by very quickly. And I'm talking mostly, or like reflecting about the year for my own sake. Yeah, I was thinking, what did impact my reselling life the most in 2023? What had the most profound change? And by the way, welcome to Knitix Hardly Working, or Working Hardly. Yeah. So I think the biggest change was really in April when I sold the rental property. And that was not just a massive change for my business. It was also a massive change for my life, because, or our lives. Because once I sold the rental property, that freed up a lot of cash. And I used the cash to pay off this house. So now we are totally mortgage free, which really, really frees up so much of your life worries. I wake up now every day, and I am so grateful. I am so thankful. It has really, really made such an impact on my life. And honestly, if you can pay off your mortgage, do it. And yes, we only had a 3% interest rate. And yes, we could have just invested that money in the stock market, but stock market has risks, and I just didn't want to do it. I was like, no. That's been my dream for so many years. I was like, well, I can admit to it. I had cancer a few years back, and that was part of what I was thinking. I'm like, no, I can't go now. I that house is not paid. I've still stuff to do. Well, luckily, they caught it early and it never got to this point. But yes, paying off the mortgage, and I'm eternally thankful. I'm so thankful. I'm so happy. So looking into 2024, I used to use the income from the rental property when it came in and tenant paid. But ever since COVID, tenants think they don't have to pay rent anymore. So occasionally the state of New Jersey would fund the tenant and pay up for him. But that's a totally different story. Maybe I make a separate video someday. Yeah, so so that would, what is, well, let's say, what is my primary goal of income from my reselling and all my businesses? Is really, because I don't work. My husband is the main provider in our family. I used to be the main provider, and for health reasons, I couldn't do it anymore. So he took over the role, and now I am mainly a contributor around the household. And I do, I'm an intellectual person. I'm highly educated. I can't sit around and not work. So I started, reselling, and I also have a handmade business. And up till recently, till April, I had the rental business. So now the rental business is gone. What I would like to contribute in our household is I am funding the Roth IRAs, which we are over 50, meaning that we are allowed to contribute $7,500 per person, so a total of $15,000. So that's what I need to net through whatever I do. I need to net $15,000 a year so we can put that into our Roth IRAs. And so now that the rental income is gone, I'm going to have to either intensify, diversify, or whatever the reselling business, clamp down in the handmade. I am definitely making a shift also in the handmade business. I'm getting older. I'm during COVID, I sell handmade hats, scarves, accessories, that kind of deal. And during COVID, it was very tough to get the materials. So I started to shift from from higher end goods. I had to replace it with, let's say, acrylic yarns stuff, which I never used to do. I only had, wool, alpaca, natural fibers. Now, now the yarn's available again, and I'd say the clientele has changed, and I just cannot compete with a handmade acrylic hat with somebody from China. The way I can compete is with high-end, top quality, good customer service, just unique products that you cannot just go and find at Walmart or Target or the Dollar Tree even. So I am, leaving the cheaper item. And I'm looking at, cheaper for me is anything under $20. Even in the $30, $20 to $30 range, for me, that's cheap because it takes some I can do in an hour, but I have to hurry. So 2 hours and, minimum wage, I don't know, in New Jersey, what is it, $12 or something? I have no idea. Yeah, there's no way it's not worth my time. So I'm going back into more Fair Isle patterns. I might put up here, what a Fair Isle hat is. And then also I also want to shift into, I used to write patterns, handmade patterns, and I stopped doing it. But on Etsy, that's one of my consistent sellers are my old patterns. So I want to start writing patterns again. I've also added Amazon KDP publishing, and some things are selling, and I know now which market I can sell in and what sells for me. So I want to clamp down on that. And then the reselling, I just want to really, really narrow down. I want to stay in my overall handmade niche. So I love selling, vintage handmade supplies. Anything from like thimbles to patterns, sewing patterns, anything along those lines. I enjoy listing it, and I know I can make more money, maybe arbitraging or anything like that, but I don't enjoy it. And I cannot sit here all day hating my life. I just can't do it. And I will not put it up. So one of my resolutions for next year, or definitely on the to-do list, first of all, is clean up this office here that you can't see right now, but I'll give you a quick look around here. It is such a mess. It's almost embarrassing. I have all this unlisted stuff here from like my recent hauls, and I have yarn that I had purchased, and it just needs to, I need to do something about this. So now I have the mug in the way. Yes, that needs to be, it just needs to be cleared up. I mean, I can't, because you have an outside mess, then it gives you anxiety. You're looking at this stuff every day and you're like, oh. the basement is pretty organized now. I have a pretty decently organized inventory. I still have death pile from like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm gonna January. I want it gone. I just either it's listed or out of here. I don't want to continue like this. Yeah, and then obviously I'm part time, so I'm not full time. So that's definitely, and I need to. I don't know if I have to schedule more. I can't believe I just did that. I touched the foam. I always do what's it called? Foam. Cappuccino. I made cappuccino. So I touched the foam anyhow. Yeah. And then also I have, because I am from Europe, I'm Swiss. I'm American, but I'm also Swiss. And my parents are elderly. They're in their mid 80s. And that's part of the reason also why I quit my corporate job, because now I have the freedom. And thanks to my husband, he's holding down the fort here. Ever since my kids were little, I took them, and we would go 2 months to Switzerland every year. And so I need July, August, I need it off. And my older son now is 16. He has 2 more summers left, basically, that he could come along. He didn't come last year. My younger son he still likes to come. So yeah, I need the flexibility of whatever I do. Sometimes when sales were not so great on eBay or this year, sometimes I'm like, well, maybe I should get a job. But I don't want to, lean on my employer, because I know I'm taking July, August off. I'm going. And yeah, so I have special needs in those regards. So, and then at YouTube now, I just want to have fun with it. I really, honestly, I don't want to, edit and this. I'll do some editing, but I mean, I don't want to just keep, because then I don't upload, and I want to do this more for my kids, and then also for myself, to keep myself accountable of what I'm working on. And I see the progress. So again, whenever I think that I actually managed to sell that rental property, which was such a headache at the end, it was such a headache. It weighed so heavy on me. And I remember one of the videos I did last year, saying that the rental property needs to be sold, and I did it in January. And I would have never thought it would go so fast. Once I listed it, it just all fell into place. It was like it was meant to be. I'm so relieved. I hope something positive like this happened in your life this year. So it was overall for 2023 was a really, really good, life-changing year for me and my family. Yes, and especially since I'm adding more, I want to do more Amazon KDP. I need to, I guess, come up with a new schedule where, maybe I tried in the morning I'm doing Amazon KDP, in the afternoon doing eBay or whatever the split was. It doesn't work that way. I'm going to have to do some days where I specifically list on eBay, focus on eBay, do the packing and shipping. Packing and shipping I will do every day. Obviously, if something sells, I'll ship it. And I'm saying eBay, but I mean reselling. Could be Mercari, Poshmark. I sell everywhere. That makes sense to sell. But then I need to have some designated days where I can work on Amazon KDP, and it cannot be the weekend, because that's how I had it also before. I would be like, oh yeah, part time of the day, I'm going to work on Amazon KDP, and then the weekends I'm doing only Amazon KDP. No, weekends I need a break too. I know I get my summer break, but yeah, the good thing about Amazon, or also the patterns for that matter, writing patterns myself, designing them, first of all, it's creative work, and I need it. I can't just sit here and list. I know. After a while, I'm like, I'm going bonkers here. I have too much ADD. Yeah, and then one more side I'd like to add to my business, and first of all, I would like to talk more about my handmade stuff, not just about reselling. I'd like to add the Michaels now allows handmade. I think they're vetting their vendors and stuff, so that might be a good thing. And then also, I'm probably going to do some videos about Etsy, me and Etsy, Etsy and me. It has not been a good relationship lately. And I am sad to say that hopefully eBay is not going the way Etsy went, in a sense, with their search. Etsy really went down the drains. I mean, and they're letting go of people. I mean, clearly, they're not doing well. So, yeah, one of these days, I'm gonna do a video about my Etsy history. And I'm also, by the way, selling on Amazon Handmade, which, if you're a shopper for Amazon Handmade, please, or for Handmade, go. Amazon Handmade is so much better than Etsy, because the Amazon actually checks out their vendors. They vet them, and yeah, you can't just, they will take you down. You can't just put any crap on there. They check. And the items are truly handmade in the US or wherever, the people are from. And it's, yes, you get better quality there. And you actually get what you're looking for, unlike Etsy. But this is not an Etsy rant here. So, yeah, so I'm excited for 2024. Definitely would like to build the non-hands-on stuff. I like to focus more on building things that I do once and then it sells over and over and over and over again. Something like digital downloads, etc. I want to add that. And no, I'm not going to do, don't worry, I'm not going to do, what is this called? Print on demand. That's all you can find on Etsy. No, I'm not going to do that. I just want to focus on either knitting kits with my own patterns, or putting craft kits together. I'm even thinking maybe I can put together, like, because I'm very put together a like a workshop, summer workshop for kids, or what is it called, summer camp. It doesn't have to be girls, can be boys, but it will be textile workshop with we can do crocheting, sewing, knitting. And I'm thinking maybe doing like a 2-week workshop. I can put this together, and then we can also do hand sewing. We can do what's it called, a cross stitch, because I grew up in Switzerland, and we always had textile working. It's changed now, but I had to do take classes in textile working, so I'm very well versed in anything textile. Even sewing with machine sewing, I know how to do it. It's not my favorite. I love selling sewing patterns, don't get me wrong. I sold a lot of masks during COVID. And now I haven't sewed ever since, but now I feel like getting back into it. So maybe I'll do some more. I just want this to be a fun channel, about different things. And I hope you are also going to have a fun 2024. And yeah. Now, yeah, I think I'm running out of topic here. I can come on again some other time, right? yeah, I can't wish you a good year because it's still 2023. And in German, we do not believe in wishing you a good year, a happy new year in advance. All right. So I can't do that. I have to wait till next year. But what we do is I can wish you a happy slide into the new year. So have a great party. Um, Enjoy. And I hope to see you soon, really. So have a beautiful, fun slide into 2024. Bye.